Welcome! If you've been called to view this video, it means that there's advice and guidance contained within to assist you in gaining beneficial insights to more confidently navigate the days of this month. I'm numerologist Nancy Hartline. I specialize in helping people understand their life cycles, their talents and potentials, and most especially the right time for action, whether in career matters or personal life transitions. And with me is my very wise friend, shamanic astrologer Kelly Beard. Kelly, tell us about your mission as a shamanic astrologer and what you see as major cosmic influences.
Oh, thank you, Nancy, and hi, everyone. My mission and focus is a shamanic active practice where we consciously work with the available energies, natural earthly rhythms, and ongoing planetary cycles to guide and direct our lives. As we develop our own individual active practice, we are also strengthened and fortified by the group energy when we get together like this, when two or more gather. And we learn how to create space for magic, miracles, and more synchronicities to take place when we're working in sync with the universe here. Nancy, this month's support and benefits comes from honoring the Libra, Scorpio, air, and water energies by actively working with the earth energies of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But before we get into all that, please tell us about the numbers and the support and guidance for the month of October. This is a pretty exciting month by the end of it.
Well, Kelly, this month we're transiting the number 9 in a year of the universal 8, which has been a year of mastery, and we're not over yet. But October is always a very significant month because it's considered a preview month, and it sets the tone for the coming new year that starts in January. So this month, as we are transiting a universal 9, it tells us that not only this month, but even next year, that we're going to be working on a number of issues that include love, gratitude, brotherhood, and generosity, as well as endings, completion, tests, and rewards. So with this month, we're going to be offered the opportunity to overcome long-standing roadblocks to happier and more fulfilling lives. Before we can get to the good stuff, we have to get rid of what has been holding us back. So insight into what is holding us back is offered us this month, along with ways to change our circumstances. We can even start as early as November when the energies start to propel us forward. Now, I'm really looking forward to November. I know I'm doing the work this month, but in November, I get the number 4, and we're in a 1 month, which is new foundation, and I want to work on health issues. So this month, I am actually sort of getting my plan together, and what have already occurred, serendipitous events, I'm finding out the processes and the people who are going to support me starting in November and through next year to achieve my goals. So Kelly, now tell us what you're working on, not only from a number standpoint, but from an astrology standpoint.
Oh, we do have a lot of support and backup for all that you mentioned. The fall harvest essentially precedes the final season of the year, which I call Access the Ancestors, which is when we surrender and invite them to bless what we've already done, share guidance for now, and infuse our intentions for the future with their essence and magic and power. And ancestors, angels, guides, all of your different systems for finding the answers or feeling reassured or getting that confirmation, that's all really good stuff to do this month, like Nancy said, preceding action or a little bit more active choice time, let's say, where you're going to be making some decisions and things are going to be coming together in all new ways. Through November, December, the end of the year is all very powerful. Actually, even though we're endings, we're doing lots of new beginnings. So we've had a lot of support for working on both our independence and how we relate with others. And so with Mercury still in retrograde mode, like we said, early October is more about assessments, getting the information that you need to make the better choices. So what I did personally, actually, when I'm looking at big life decisions, like many of us are at this time, I look to Jupiter and Saturn, which represents our truth and purpose, and it moves our timelines along. So Jupiter has already moved into Virgo, and Saturn has finally permanently moved into Sagittarius. And those are going to affect everyone to a certain extent. Jupiter, last time it was in Virgo was 12 years ago, so we're looking at 2003-ish. So these are cycles you too can reflect on, and that are coming up again now to be rebooted in a completely new way. Saturn in Sagittarius hasn't happened since the late 80s. 85 to 88 is the last time Saturn was in Sagittarius. So there was something you said earlier that made me want to remind people about this, because Saturn in Sagittarius is really all about you finally living your own truth, really honoring what you believe to be possible for yourself and for the world. And that's getting a whole recalibration. Now, for me personally, I have a Sagittarius rising. So anytime Saturn goes over your rising sign, which has to do with your identity and what you present to the world and what you really came to learn and be and express in this lifetime, one of the representations, even for you people who have Sun in a Sagittarius or Moon in Sagittarius, Saturn moving through there is going to help stabilize any of your planets in Sag, basically. But certainly those primary ones that have to do with your personality and how you function, we're going to get a nice dose of stability. And you may remember, if you're old enough to remember back in the 80s, you may remember how it felt and what got activated for you personally, because it's up again. So my reminder here is, let's say the first thing that comes up is usually what's out of alignment between your truth and the reality you're living. So that's what's going to sort of get poked along the way. So we're really doing those assessments this month to think about what we believe is true, what we believe is possible. And Jupiter in Virgo is going to help us ground the new routine that supports that gets it integrated into our bodies, makes it real, makes it part of our practice. So the new routines and things that are coming to you now, things that it's not working, when it's time to come up with a new routine, the first indication that you need one is that the old routine's no longer working. So like we said, with Mercury still doing its thing, and we're still in the eclipse portal, so there's lots of transformation still underway. We just want to start getting our plan together, our strategy, what needs the most attention. And one of my big questions for the month is just, is it worth it? Because again, these cycles reboot, cycles repeat, but the support around them and you change as you go. So it's really good to ask even the same questions periodically over and over to make sure that you're still on track and in sync with the path that you're traveling along, because it is about to change. So I know that there is a lot of support, like I said, for the endings, but that is leading directly to the new beginnings. So Nancy, do you have any inspiration or divinations that possibly came up along the way that you wanted to share with everyone?
Absolutely. You know, astrology and numerology are all part of the great cosmic whole, and the energies always are synchronized, yet we can get refinements of insight from, each protocol. And with numerology, this October, if we work with the higher compound numbers, which I do, October is under the influence of the number 18. If any of you do tarot cards, you'll know that number 18 is one of the major arcana cards. It is signified by the moon, also by some sort of murky energy going on. It's sort of like the sleep state. It's nighttime. And as with nighttime, we often can't see exactly where we're going or what is going on, but it's a very good time for burning off karma and doing the work subconsciously, getting rid of old stuff that's going to lead us to the dawning of a new day. So I advise anyone listening again that you might even just do some meditation before you go to sleep and ask that any old barriers to going forward be removed as you are having your nightly ritual of sleep. And there's a lot of good stuff coming up at the end of October, but during this month, as we're doing the work, we're getting ready for going forward. There are just a few things you can do, and one is just being grateful, especially for the challenges, because those always point us to what we need to change. Give as you're called, but let yourself receive as well. Let your intuition guide you to amazing synchronicities that will connect you with the ways to achieve your goals and dreams, because we're all going to be even more intuitive than usual during this month. And that's basically it, because when we get to Halloween, we have a real turning point in November into the Scorpio energy, into the portals of 11/1, 11/11, all stories for next month. Do you have any final comments?
Oh, I do. Actually, and more reminders that the earth energy is going to help us move through a lot of the air and water energy. Air represents our thoughts, water's our emotions. We're feeling our own, we're feeling everyone else's. Like I said, we're still in the eclipse portal, so there's still lots of transformation underway. So to really pull back in using that Virgo energy that is available and is going to increase as of 11/11 when the North Node moves the collective path that way as well. But this is a time to create new systems for your life. Whether that's a routine or a diet and exercise program, that's one thing that's basic and easy, but essentially getting back in tune with nature and connecting to yourself and what works for you in this present moment. And cultivating beauty, beautifying yourself, your surroundings, working with the garden, doing some pruning, doing the earth physical things. A lot of times that gives your mental body a break and allows you to reconnect to your heart and your soul, and ultimately strengthening and fortifying the boundaries as we work with the Capricorn energy. That's going to help with not being overwhelmed by the picking up on, let's say, the thoughts and feelings of others along the way, because we are all in a major transformation, but it's so rich. The new beginning that's coming is so rich. Clearing the karma, as you said, releasing emotional residue and old debris, old wounds and issues, all of that can be totally left behind now. And like I said, let the planets do the heavy lifting. It's out of here. It's time to live your truth at a higher level, and all we need to do is practice. It is going to be new, so use this month to be easy on yourself. Libra is about connecting to the beauty. Scorpio is about connecting to your soul. By the end of this month, your soul is going to want to vote. So relax right now, do some cleaning and clearing, and tune in, because there are tons of messages. And see, like you mentioned, the synchronicities and cards falling out of the deck, and the angels and ancestors are trying to communicate with us. So look for those signs. I look for the numbers. I was telling Nancy how much I love her reminders and the Divine Life community, and how that helps remind me along the way of where I'm at, because I'm in a 7-year, which is a lot of work. So every time the work gets hard, that reminder always helps me that I'm mastering something, that I'm stabilizing something, and strengthening myself, getting ready for that 8 energy, which is really powerful. So Nancy, I think that's it.
Well, I wanted to say, 7 is the number often of preparation, getting ready for your year of mastery, which will start next year. And I also wanted to say, Kelly, you offer so much information. I would say you're the walking encyclopedia of astrology. You have just at your fingertips amazing insights. And a lot of that can be found through what you offer online. And I especially like your blog. You can go to Kelly's blog, and she will have day by day what's happening in the universe, so you can check it out while you're planning your week. I really encourage you to go to Kelly's website and enroll for all of her bulletins, and also look for the special programs that she offers. So how do they find you online, Kelly?
Right now, the best place is karmictools.wordpress.com. And everything is there. Like Nancy said, the weekly forecast does give the specific activations for days when we have them, and lots of other tools and goodies and support. Please reach out. That is what we're doing for the rest of the year, supporting each other. And to that end, Nancy, why don't you tell everyone how they can get in touch with you online and join your Divine Life community, which is tremendously supportive, as well as receive your updates and bulletins. I love those too. Those are always great reminders. She does these amazing divinations that are always on time and just rich with guidance and direction and support.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for all of your input. And for those of you who are interested in knowing more about what's happening from a numerology standpoint, I invite you to find me online at www.nancyhartline.com, where you can sign up for my monthly insights bulletins and products. I do offer special readings and discounts if you are a subscriber. Also, there are benefits to joining my Divine Life community and getting ready for the forecast for 2016. So you will be able to order that for yourself very soon. Kelly and I both thank you for joining us, for spending your time with us. And until next month, we send you love and thank yous for being with us. Remember, first and foremost, trust your heart in all that you choose to do. Namaste.